And we're hot. So I'm going to pack up a kit here for David. Hang on a second. I think it's for David. Hang on a second. David B. Yeah. Packing up a kit for David B. What's going on, man? Hopefully you show up. Hey, Brandon. So just packing up a kit tonight, doing a little bit of chatting with you guys, seeing what's up, what's going on.
No. Daddy, are you live?
I am live. What's going on? Aha. David's here. Very good. That's right. Hey, Larry. So yeah, not much going tonight except just packing up the kit here, I think. So let's get this 288 out of the way. All right, let's put down. Hey Tim, been a while. I haven't seen you in a bit. So David, if this is your first time joining us live, the best part about live is we get to interact and you can heckle and do whatever you want, really. Keep it family friendly, all that stuff. Just moves the red to blue high top out of the way. Yeah, pretty much. If you look at last night's video, you'll understand. This blue high top is needs work. Let's put it like that. I'm probably gonna part it out, so let me know. Okay, enough of that. Okay, so let's see what we need here. What do we need here for a kit? So you're getting a 661 rod and a main kit and an 880 sleeve, if I remember right. Fake news, CNN. You voted for Trump. Okay. It's not what this channel is about, in case anybody, So, David, I highly suggest you check this for burrs and debris and all that stuff. I'm going to clean this up pretty good here so everything works, but what you want to do is you want to make sure that all this stuff is clean, deburred, degreased, all that. Basically, so these are thread milled, the ends of these. Pretty nice too, but you still might want to hit them with some air or something before you actually use them. And the other thing is, like if you're doing that 395, you'll need the M12 rod, which is this one. But if you're doing that 395, do a dry run first. You know, you go in there and just put the rod on the crank and make sure you know which rods you're using, you know. And you know, I machine myself. Except for this 880 sleeve it was left over from something I had a machinist do. But in general, I'm machining these aluminum sleeves myself. These, though, are machined on a $180,000 Mazak CNC. So, yeah. And they should essentially drop through. Hey, Jody, what's going on? Hang on, I got a call here. Hey, you awake? You awake? Nice. I'm live on YouTube. What's going on? Okay, sounds good. Okay, so I noticed that my best buddy Jody Parks just showed up. I'm your best buddy, or whatever. How does that go? Sorry, inside jokes. Jody just needs to pay a little more attention to Matty O, and he won't get into quite so much trouble. Right? Right. Yes, BFFs. Great. So, like I said, these should literally just fall through the sleeves. If there's a burr on these or whatever, then they won't fall through, but doctor's not always right. Just you should always listen to the doctor, because he's right often enough that. So yeah, so each rod has internal threads both sides. So these are all double enders. So I'll give you an example of what's going on here. And by the way, if anybody else is interested in tools, obviously you can contact me and let me know. We're packing this kit up for ball saws here, but so yeah, each of these rods is double ended. So this is actually the what I consider the 661 rod. So this actually is M13 by 1.0 left hand here, and this side is actually for the old school Husky 61. This is like 1/2 inch UNC. So these do basically clutch side for those two saws. And the truth is that I had to do a 661 rod because I had demand for it. I didn't know what else to stick on the other end, so pretty much that's like the next most popular, if you will. But these three, 1, 2, 3, these are part of the main, what I consider main kit. Basically M10, M12, and M14. It's M10 by 1, M10 by 1.5, M12 by 1, M12 by 1.25, and M14 by 1, M14 by 1.25. That covers like 90% of the relevant clutch sides for chainsaws. So remember, when you're pulling this stuff together, you get those bearings in there, but don't have the seals installed. You do not want to pull a crank through a bearing and a seal at the same time. I will basically disagree with anybody that's trying to do that. You really don't want to do that. What you want to do is have the sleeve sit on the inner race. That way when you pull the crank through, there's effectively no lateral forces on the bearing. That's kind of the whole idea. So, and when you install the seals after, you can use a Coke can or whatever, sleeve installer, whatever, to make sure you don't pucker the seal. Don't pucker that seal. And I show that and how to do that and all that jazz. So yeah, this covers you for most of the clutch sides. This is a flywheel side rod. It's smaller than the other rods. And there is reason for that. Remember, we were discussing how long it takes me to get things right. Anyway, it's a smaller rod, and you might be tempted to use the small sleeve on the 395. Don't do that. Small rod, large sleeve, sloppy fit. Don't worry about the sloppy fit. It's fine. If you really want to worry about the sloppy fit and you want to take up the slop, 10 turns of electrical tape will do it. Anyway, once you start working with the kit, it'll make sense. So, very simply, this is the small sleeve. So, large sleeve, small sleeve, 880 sleeve. Again, it should fall through as long as there's no burr or anything in here. This basically should all go together pretty much almost sloppy fit. It does not need to be exact in any way, shape, or form. So, Mixed Mowers, what's going on, man? Welcome. Just packing up a toolkit here for David. Yeah, this is for the really big bearings. So the large sleeve here does not, or rather the crank for the 084, 088 goes through that really big bearing. So the crank is too wide to fit in here. So we needed to make it the sleeve a little bit bigger. This is like 22 millimeters or something like that. So I think 880 is M14. Wherever I have that, it's M14 by 1.0. It's this one. Yeah, M14 by 1.0, I think. So it goes in here. Yes, I do ship to Canada. It's extra to ship to Canada. The last time I did it was like $30. I just shipped to New Zealand. It was $70 just to ship it. Golly, I get these mosquito bites on me. Oh, just got them tonight. Yeah, it was set. So this kit. So let's take this away. This away and that away. Yeah, it was nuts just for shipping to New Zealand, but the guy's tickled. Anyway, so this is right here is what I consider a main kit. It does about 90%. Hey, Mega. It does about 90% of the saws that we're rebuilding on a daily basis. Everything from a 372 to a 660 to a 395, 3120, 346 XP. This will basically do just about all of it. There's a few exceptions, and that's why you need things like an 880 sleeve. Get that. Or the 661 rod or the old Husky 61 rod. But this is 170 by itself, shipped to the United States. This is the 661 rod is an extra 30, and then the 880 sleeve is an extra 30. So this whole kit, $230, shipped to the United States. Does that help, Darren? Tack $30 shipping on. Hey, Eric. Yeah, tack $30 shipping on if you want to go to Canada. So let's get this actually packed up for David here. We're going to throw. There's a washer and a nut. Obviously, again, do a dry run on all this stuff. Yeah, Darren, it's amazing. Like, I've shipped these all over the place. I've shipped to Finland, New Zealand, Germany, London. London was tricky because apparently these things got hung up in customs because it had to go through ballistics or something like that because it looks like a lower receiver. It's not. It's just it's a crank tool for a chainsaw, damn it. But anyway, there was one issue in London, but other than that, the guys that have gotten these, and I think I'm near 250 kits sold at this point to all over the world, and everybody's super tickled. They really, they take probably the hardest part about building chainsaws and turn it into the easiest. It just is so super silky to get things to go together with this kit. So David, I just kind of throw these in whatever random bag I have. Yeah, Eric, you gotta stop slacking there, buddy. You've been talking about that thing for years. Eric, you're probably not missing much. Oh, and there's a sticker in here too for you, David. You get a sticker. So don't forget about that. What do I not have? I'm missing something. I am missing my tape. Where's the tape? Maybe it's upstairs. Alright, no tape. So David, I'm going to throw this in here in the priority mail, and I should have it out actually tomorrow morning. Hey Steve, welcome. So there you go. There's no thing on it yet, but actually what's nice is I'm able now to print out stuff from home, so I can just slap a label on this. And you'll get it. Do me a solid. Resend me your address just to make darn sure I have it. Okay. Alright, that's going over there. So there you have it. David, does that answer the question of what are you actually getting? He was like, do you have pictures of what I'm actually getting? I said, no, but I got video. Mega, just assemble the 372s. You very amazed. Can tell the tools work good. Of course they do. Even Mega, when I initially started doing these, I was actually like hand drilling these and tapping, so nothing was straight. And guess what? It still works fine. But the problem, yeah, I was trying to tell David the saga that I went through, like I wonder if I have them up here. Hang on. Taps. So I'd order taps from China because they're the only place you can get reasonably priced M14 by 1.0 left-hand taps, and they kept sending me right-hand taps, and it'd be 2 weeks between the two. Well, yeah, David, when's the last time you actually had your product that you bought packed right in front of you? Built my 660, thing is a beast, love it, thank you for contributing to the larger picture in general. You're welcome. I like your tools, just use my shop press and it worked fine. I'll disagree. Yet, people have been doing it, people have been doing it that way for a long time. They've been using presses, they've been using hot, cold, they've been using all kinds of different ways to get their chainsaws together. As far as I'm concerned, none of that is the correct way. So, it is actually fairly ideal to cool something up and heat something, cool something down, heat something up, and put a bearing on something. That is probably a fairly ideal way to assemble something with the least amount of stress on the parts necessarily. But with a chainsaw, you can lose your heat differential so quickly, and you also have the issue of, if you cool something down, you're actually increasing moisture on bearings. If you lose your heat differential, then you're using a press, which means you're putting lateral forces on bearings. That's no good. And you also have the issue of heating something up, which means that your goops, if you're using some type of sealant, it might not work the best. So you also have the issue of time. It's not controlled. It's just not. If you support the bearings in the correct way, you don't stress them. But you stress the crank. That's the other problem. You can still, if you press something together, you're still pressing those lobes together. So the only way to have zero stress is to support the inner race and pull the crank through the inner race. That's the only way to have zero stress on the bearings and on the crank. The only way to do it. And my kit here is the universal way to do it. More or less, it puts together 90% of the relevant saws. It's not. Yeah, I'm not saying that people haven't had success over the years. They've been doing it a certain way for a very, very long time, and I keep getting resistance to this on Facebook and other places. I just throw them in the freezer and this and that. Okay, but all of that takes time, and it's kind of dangerous. You're using a heat gun. Something's hot, something's cold, and you have to get it together. Frankly, you have to be a friggin' genius to do it. You have to be really adept at it. I've done it. I've done it plenty of times. I've had something in the oven. I've got my gloves on. I've got my heat gun. I've got my IR thermometer. I got all that stuff going. And more times than I can count, you get it halfway home, and then it stops. And then you're breaking out a hammer or the press anyway, or you're using the stupid the case bolts to actually bring it home. And none of that is ideal. And the guys that are using my kit now, suddenly it's like, oh, why were we doing it the other way? For that many years. The crank probably had bad needles on the lower rod and would definitely need his tool set in the crank bearings, all the right parts. New bearings, use crank, great shape. Nice, Eric. Also, never had a lot of luck with throwing bearings in the freezer. Yeah, I used to keep bearings in the freezer. The thing with keeping bearings in the freezer, you pull them out, all the moisture goes on the bearings. Jacob Reed. Haven't seen you here before. What's going on, man? So I'm not sure. I was trying to create a kit that would do things at room temperature, not stress anything out, and be universally accepted. And I have it. Very simply. It's been a while. Okay, well, welcome back. We're just chatting tonight, hanging out. Talking about the toolkit mainly. But yeah, finally, after years of working on this, this is the toolkit. I have it. And I have at least some stock now, finally. Citizen, if I actually have a 660 specific kit, if you end up putting another 660 together, let me know. Money back guarantee, buddy. It's guaranteed to make you giggle the first time you use it. And once you use it once, you're just going to be like, I am never doing anything else again. You do a Husky next? I have a 372 specific kit also. So, other than the toolkits and all my self promotion, any. Oh yeah, so we had a. Oh, okay. So the blue top 288 is a bit of a faker because it's dirty, it's ugly, it needs a lot of parts replaced. It's a problem. Nothing's right. Nothing's right. So this is a full teardown. And I'm probably going to end up parting this thing out because it's going to be a fortune to rebuild. So if anybody, I'm debating on the blue top. I don't know what to do with it. I may not find another one is the issue. So I don't know if I want to sell this or not. But if anybody needs anything, yeah, the blue top, I have one on my 288, and it's in rougher shape than this, and so I actually just made a hole here for the decomp. This one doesn't have a decomp. So, and the thing is, on these nice blue tops, putting a hole here is kind of sacrilege. Oh yeah, I've talked to Nick before. Yeah, it's a 288 sitting here. So this was a trade. I traded for this, and it's a bit of a bummer. And I feel bad just because I don't think I really don't like not rebuilding something. But the last 288 that I did cost me about $1,000, and and I'll sell it for $800, and yeah. So the other one that I did, I'll sell it for $800. Yeah, $1,000 in parts, brand new top end, brand new top cover, brand new this that. It's got all kinds of stuff, and these 288s just keep pulling money out of you until finally it gets right. Brand new OEM carburetor. And no, it's not all OEM. There's quite a bit of OEM on there, but it's not all OEM. If the OEM top end's $150, $200. The carburetor is going to be $40 to $60, $80, whatever that is. And it just keeps going. It needed a new flywheel. It needed new bearings and seals and gaskets and a fuel line and filter. It needed a new exciter up here. It just kept going. Could have got a new software. Oh, I know. That they just keep sucking money out of you. It's tough. Make it run, Matt, and sell it as is. It does run. I'll bet if I pull the carburetor apart, I bet I could get it to run. I tell you what, though, the fuel line bugs me because it comes up from here, goes under there, then comes up here and in. And I don't know what's going on with that. I have a sneaky suspicion that that's just not the way it's supposed to be. The fuel line's supposed to come up from over here and up in a straight shot rather than the bendy thing. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I forget what carburetor these take. But yeah, bucket stock would have been cool. Would have taken me a lot to get there. And if I take off of work, it would be a lot lost. Cool to go. Cool to get the exposure. Cool to meet everybody. I just don't know. You see what I'm saying? I probably would have sold out of kits, but who knows? Buckin has my kit. I sent him a kit. I don't know if he's ever opened it. I spent $60 on shipping just to get it to him. There's more here, guys, than, you know. With me, there is no clean it up and get it running. It doesn't work like that. You got an AV mount missing here. You got this going on. You got that going on. It needs new bearings, new seals, new fuel line, new filter, new carburetor, possibly a new gas tank, unless I can get this back together. So I may just part it out. Hey, Ken. But what gets me is this top. I just don't know what to do with it. It's worth a pile of money. If you go to try to buy one of these, a new old stock, one of these with the filter, with the adapter, I think it's like $500 or $600. So what I might do is sell the top end. I don't know. Either way, we're going to take it apart one of these nights. I don't know when, but maybe tomorrow night. If I get some ambition, we'll take it apart. We'll tear this all the way down. I'm going to toss all the stuff I don't want on here. Just buy the blue spray paint. Now, see, this is the high top. It says made in Korea over here. So I think Performance Connection Eliminator 80. That's what's on here. Bought an aftermarket carburetor, 200T, paid $25. Yes, delivered and opened the box. It was a brand new OEM steel carb. Wow. Yeah, those are $90, Brandon. What happened there? Hang on a second. I'm going to put my email in here. That way... We're buffering? Sorry. I'm going to put my email in here. That way people have it. Obviously get rid of the extra ampersands here. Good here. Yeah, the thing is though, I gotta get some money out of this because I'm out money. That's the problem. So the top end's worth a couple of bucks. Hey, Sarge. Yeah, Sarge, the head of Farmer Tech just posted. I was going to tell you, the head of Farmer Tech posted the other day was just like, watch out for the sale that's coming. That's what they were talking about. So there's no sale yet, but there will be a sale coming. They're going to blow out the 180s, the 250s, and the 360s, I think. Yeah, Brandon, you got lucky. That's pretty good luck. Yeah, they got all kinds of craziness going on there. This is definitely all kinds of craziness. So fine, but the intake and filter was low top. So I'm like, what's the point of the high top if you don't actually have the K&N air filter, which is what is intended to go with it, you know? Don't know what I'm going to find under here. Of course, we got a pan head screw over here. Take care, David. Thanks for coming by. Do appreciate it. And we'll keep in touch, okay, buddy? Thanks. That's been a 309 bar and chain, but she runs. Yeah. You guys want to know something funny? So, I saw. Is William Prophet? Did he show up? Is William Prophet around tonight? Because he posted something about in the Farmer Tech Facebook users group or whatever. He's like, you know what? All this stuff is cool, but basically, Matt and Walt have built the brand or whatever. I thought that was pretty good. Oh, okay, thanks. You know, they've never sent me anything. Zero. They've never sent me any free stuff. I don't know if Walt's getting any. He might be paying for all that stuff he gets himself. They've never sent me anything. Fly me to China for fancy dinner. Yeah, I guess. If you just look at me, I think I've had one too many fancy dinners, but you know what I mean. All right, I'm gonna take this pan head screw here. I'm gonna throw it out. Uh-oh, Darth Maul is here. Asian carp. No. So this part's busted. I don't think either of these wires are OEM. This is a 288. Although it doesn't look much like a 288 in the condition that it's in. So a little crack here. Not that big of a deal, but it'd be nice to have a new one. Bang good. What's bang good? I don't know. If me and Walt have single-handedly effectively helped build the brand, it'd be kind of nice to see a little, something cool. But it's not like I really need anything. That's the thing. I don't really need anything. At least not from them necessarily. What I need is I need people to buy toolkits. People buy toolkits. I'm happy. People subscribe. I'm happy. People go to HL Supply and buy stuff through my link, which I post, my affiliate link. Why don't use this? I don't really have use for them. That's the problem. I got like 18 chainsaws out in the shed, and I don't really have use for hardly one. I fell into this hobby, and now it's become habit, more habit than hobby. I kind of fell into it, and I haven't stopped just because it's habit. I have a fireplace. No, I don't want to juggle. I have a fireplace, but I don't do that much burning. I do some. It's called Chainsaw Fever, yeah. So I definitely want to break this down with you guys, but I've had a long day, and it's time for me to run here. Darth Maul, Citizen, Steve, Eric, Tim, everybody that's here, thanks so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I have a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. It really has been the highlight of the channel. Obviously, I've done all the bolt for bolt videos, but to be honest, doing this live stuff is much more fun. So, what's the next song? This is going to get torn down. I've got the 350 that I'm working on. I got a 200T that I got to work on here eventually. So I've got, I got a project coming. It is cheaper than the Volvo. The Volvo is going to get expensive in a hurry. And you're getting there, Brandon. Keep going. Keep going, Brandon. Ken, have a great night. Jacob Reed, thanks so much for showing up. I do appreciate it. We will see everybody probably tomorrow. Okay, take care, guys. Have a great night. Bye.